allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As I mentioned earlier, this is the March meeting, Town of Hartford Zoning Board of Appeals. We have 2 items on the agenda tonight. I'll start by introducing the board. Starting on my left over here is Fred Keene, Nora Murat, Tim Tallman, I'm Randy Bogart, Dory Shaw is our recording secretary, Karen Stanislaw, and Byron Elias. Our town attorney is here tonight, Herb Cully. Our codes enforcement officer, Joe Booth, is here. In the audience, we have James Mesa from the town board. Procedure. I'll have Dory read each application, and we'll have the applicant come up to the table. Bring anything that you think is pertinent to your particular application, whether it's letters in support, diagrams, pictures, anything that you think is going to make your case. At that point, we'll open it up. The board may have some questions. We'll then open it up in the event that the audience wishes to speak on behalf of that particular application. We'll close. We hope to make a decision on each one of these tonight, pending anything out of the ordinary. Okay? With that, we are, and I'll offer this to both applicants, we are down 1 board member. You may want to wait until we have a full board. John is out ill tonight. If you want to proceed, just tell us right at the beginning that you just want to proceed with the 6 members that we have. So I'll have Dory read the first application.
The application of Mr. William Alsheimer, 5 Collins Avenue, Town of Hartford. Mr. Alsheimer is requesting to add a 384 square foot family room onto his existing home. The home is a non-conforming structure in a medium-density residential zone. Therefore, he is seeking a 9-foot 6-inch left side yard setback area variance and a 2.8-foot front yard setback area variance for this addition.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. Would like to have these pictures here. Sure. What we'd like to do is put the addition off of this side, back of the house. We have 17 feet from that side to the line, to the side line, coming off 24 feet off the back.
When you refer to this side, for the record, you're referring to which side?
The right side of
That 17 feet is the same for the new addition. Does this already exist with the existing?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
So basically, you're not encroaching any further.
Not at all. No,
And
it's
then you're
the
just
same line.
extending it on that same line.
That's correct, sir. Yes.
You have a very nice looking home.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We've done a lot to it and appreciate that. We have a lot of comments from the neighborhood down there that will stop by. Say so. Appreciate that.
Fred, anything else?
No, that was the thing, you know, as long as he's out of doing now, and he's not asking to do any different than he's already got. I have no issue with that.
All right?
No issue.
No issues.
Yeah? Materials, we're going to make sure that we match everything.
Absolutely, yes. Siding will be matched the best we can, given sun fade and whatnot, but it'll be the best we can. Absolutely.
That's all I have. Nobody else has anything for the applicant. We'll open this up. Is there anybody in the audience that wishes to speak on behalf of this particular application? No? Okay. You can have a seat.
Thank you.
We'll close. Dory, do we have any?
No calls or
No
letters.
calls, no letters. We're closed. Comments?
I don't have a problem with it at all.
Pretty straightforward.
He's there now, and he's not doing anything to encroach that any more than he is already, so I have no problem.
Why don't we take a look at the criteria? Whether benefit can be achieved by other means feasible to the applicant?
I don't think so.
No. Undesirable change in neighborhood character of the nearby properties? Property is, as you said, Byron, you've done a nice job with the property there.
Thank you very much.
Whether the cost is substantial, doesn't sound like this, not as substantial. Whether the cost will have adverse physical or environmental effects, I don't believe so. Whether the latest difficulty is self-created. Okay?
No, it doesn't, no.
With
And
that,
no neighbors are complaining, there's no issues as far as the neighborhood's concerned. I move that we accept the request.
motion made by Fed, seconded by Karen.
Aye.
Aye. You're all set?
Thank you very much.
Good luck. Just make sure that you call before you get your permit.
Okay.
Call the codes office. Okay?
Thank
Good
you
luck
very
to
much.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice night.
Okay. The application of Mr. Michael McCarthy for vacant property located on Hartford Place, Chadwicks. The applicant is seeking an area variance of 11,314 square feet to build a two-family home on this vacant parcel. The property is owned medium-density residential, which requires 10,000 square feet per unit. The lot size is 8,686 square feet.
Welcome.
Welcome, Earl McCarthy, it's my son.
Okay?
Here's the plot plan. This is the home, is it?
Sure, I got yours.
Pop them up and,
Why a two-family home?
I had no answer for that, I thought
I don't see any other two-family homes in that neighborhood.
yeah, there is on the end of the street there. As you turn off,
I didn't see
actually.
anywhere.
Oh, yeah, there's
Was there one or there's more?
three.
Okay.
There's three on
I
Hartford.
didn't see
As
that.
you turn the corner and come out Hartford, on the left-hand side, there's 1, 2, 3.
The building, this house for speculation to rent, or is he gonna live there?
I should have,
He's gonna rent?
yes.
I think he's out of state, right?
Yes, he's in Illinois. I've been in Illinois here for 30 years. He owns a house on Littleville Ave also, adjacent to this property. We've improved that lot substantially since we bought it. There was nothing but weeds in Shumack when we bought that lot, now it's all cleared.
When did you buy that lot?
2 years ago,
2 years ago?
yeah.
So you bought it with the intention, 2 years ago, with the intention to do what with it?
Just speculation, that's all, and maybe build a house on it. This is something new that he's come up with. We cleaned it all out, we got a pole barn there, in the house that we rent there now. 22 or there.
There's gonna be an absentee landlord.
Well, he's got his pop here. His old sergeant in arms is there.
Brad, anything else? Byron?
I guess we'll have some questions after. I think I got it, but I'll have some questions.
As you, well, as you turn off of Oxford Road, you turn sharp to turn on the left-hand side, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 duplexes there, three duplexes.
It's just the size of the lot is really smaller than the variance you're looking at about. And that's hard for me to understand, but I got what you're trying to do, but let's hear what the comments are and stuff.
I want to get back, I asked the question, you bought it 2 years ago, what was the purpose, speculation? Speculation for what do you think you wanted to do with it at that time? I mean,
Well, it was up for sale then, and we own the property adjacent to it, so we thought it'd be advantageous to get that close by. And now he's come up with this idea.
okay.
No garage?
No garage.
No garage for either one of them?
No.
Where are they gonna park?
There's a big substantial area there on the adjacent lot with a pole bar.
Okay.
There's plenty of area there for it. Being that he owns
Is there gonna
both
be
properties.
is there gonna be a paid parking area there for them?
No, I wouldn't wanna put pavement there because of the watershed.
Okay.
I wouldn't wanna put substantial pavement there.
Again, parking lot. Rather than
Yeah,
grass.
crushed stone.
If you use this as your, it's a good question, but if you're using this as the house with the lot, where are you figuring the parking's gonna be?
Parking will be open here. There's a pole barn right here,
And
and
next-
an adjacent house here.
So the
So it's
parking,
not on that property?
it won't be,
It will be all on the same property. I think he's gonna put it all on one, but right now it's a separate lot. We own them both.
What's that? So,
he's gonna add a lot, that means
So, all right.
you should do that first.
so the property that you're planning on
Yeah.
parking on is not part of this?
But yes, it will be
particular
part
lot?
of that, it will be part of it, yes.
It will be or it is?
Yes,
It
yes.
is. It is.
It will be and it will be, yes.
Parking.
You can have one or the other. Is it now the property that, in that lot, where he's gonna park? Is it that particular lot?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
What lot is the pole barn on?
It's on his other lot, adjacent to it, would be on the right-hand side of this lot here.
What's the size
Left-hand
of that,
side.
what's the size of that lot?
Oh my gosh, I can't tell you that right now.
And your plan is to make them one?
We could do that, or we could leave them separate, whichever is the most
And
advantageous.
what's, and there's just a pole barn on it now?
Yeah, the pole barn and a house,
And a house?
Oh, in a house.
yes.
Minor detail.
As you come around the corner, there's a white house there, and a big pole barn there, next to where Henrietta Coon used to live. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but when I was there, I was kinda, I know where the barn is.
I was looking at that particular piece of property, I wasn't looking at the property, next door to it. And I didn't see those other houses, but.
Oh, they're there, they're there. They've been there for 35 years.
I don't have a problem, two-family wise, it's just that
There's three duplexes there.
it's just the size.
Size of you.
Both.
Anything else for
I'm
the
done.
applicant?
I'm done.
Lenore?
Nothing right now.
Tim?
No, and I think Joe just answered my question.
I missed it, what was
Yeah,
the?
what was the question?
Even with adding the other lot with a house,
It still is out of
it still won't be big enough for two houses.
for two houses, but four,
Well, you gotta consider the one that's there.
yes, okay.
Just would have been interesting to see what the,
The size are, or what the distance between,
yeah, what the
I don't know any of that.
easier for us to understand. In other words, if we're only looking for a 500 square foot variance, then it would be a whole different ballgame than looking for something like this. To me.
Any?
I just, the size of the lot to me is awfully small for the two-family, you know, with that much space. Seems like a small, very small area to cramp the building.
Nothing else, does anybody have anything else for the applicant at this point? Okay.
Thank you.
Have a seat. We'll open it up. Is anybody in the audience here to speak on behalf of this particular application? Yes, ma'am.
Should I come up there?
You can, or you can stand.
Right.
Okay, I'm very nervous talking in front of people.
Uh,
My name is Cindy Manzer. This is my husband, Michael.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. And we have the land directly
Again,
hooked up to where Mr. McCarthy wants to build.
Okay.
Where, I mean, you say hooked up, is it the back?
Right on the corner in the back.
Okay, all right.
So you're here? Or are you here? Or are you back here? This is the section, we're right over here. So you're in this house out here, this lot here? Okay.
No, that's a single family house.
Yes, yes. And the two family houses that Mr. McCarthy is talking about are on Hartford, but they're quite a bit separated from where he wants to
I
build.
didn't even see them, I didn't. Yeah.
They've been there a while,
Okay.
but they are quite a bit separated. They are not down on the corner where we are. I've got quite a few things that I'm a little concerned about. I'm very concerned about there being the absentee landlord, very concerned. When we moved up into this area, We moved there because it was nice and the houses were not on top of each other. We've been there 22 years with no problems at all. And the other thing that I'm just a little concerned about, which may not have anything to do with her tonight, but 2 years ago when the land was for sale, my sister inquired and her husband inquired about it. They were told that it was a flood zone, and then there was not even enough room on that one lot for one family.
I don't know about that.
Now, my other problem is where he said they're going to park, we have an extremely small road. You can barely get 2 cars by there if you're meeting each other. And I don't understand how we're possibly gonna get more driveway there, more cars on that circle. I would really like the land laws upheld, that it's such a small lot that I don't even see how they could put one house on there to rent, especially with an absentee landlord.
Right on top of us.
And the other thing that I'm concerned about, which doesn't have anything to do with tonight, but last time Mr. McCarthy did some kind of an upgrade, his trucks and everything were parked right on the road. We had to go around them. He left debris in the road. My daughter got a flat tire. I had to go out there and sweep everything over. There were nails, there was debris, there was everything just left in the middle of the road. And do I have anything else? Yeah, could you explain to me what medium density means? Sir, I'm confused on that. Does that mean that when we move somewhere, we see medium density, we wouldn't end up like the city?
It's hard to explain. Put it this way, there's 3 residential zones in the town. There's a high density, there's a medium density, and there's a low density. Low density means that the houses are usually farther apart per acre.
Okay.
Medium density means they're that much closer, and high density even closer. Also along with that, the uses change. In a low density residential, single family is the single main use.
Okay.
Medium density allows 2 family. High density allows 1, 2, 3, and above, multifamily. So that's
Okay,
it in a
thank you.
nutshell.
I wasn't sure what that meant.
Should I hear this?
I can give it to her.
Eric, why don't you, we can look at this tonight.
Oh, thank you.
That's what we talked about.
Just for these zones and what's allowed in them, and then how much space they need for
So
them.
to have even a one house, one family, you're supposed to have 10,000 feet.
No, actually more.
Yeah, it's more,
More?
I think it's 15.
You're supposed to have 15,000 square feet.
For
However,
one house, for one
However,
family house.
as a lot of record, he is entitled to put a single-family house on this lot at reduced setbacks. If he can, as you said, there is some flood plain in that area. He's got to locate it in such a manner that he's not in that floodplain.
Okay, and is there a certain amount of space that they would need to be away from our
Right on
land?
that sheet,
Everything is on
you'll
here?
see the side setbacks. They're 10 feet from the sides,
Okay,
30 from the rear, and 30 from the front.
okay. And I just had one last question. Are we zoned for storage? I mean, to store things, you know, for people to pay to store things in the pole barn? No, okay, thank you. I guess that's all I have. I'd just like to say that I don't understand how you're gonna get a house in that little lot and have enough driveway, have enough feet either way, and it's just such a nice little, I just don't, not to have an absentee landlord. I guess that's all I have.
Well, we appreciate the comments, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Is there somebody else that wishes to speak on behalf of this particular application?
Yes,
ma'am.
I just moved. I'm on Willowvale Ave, and I mean, I've not gone right over there to check out exactly where this is, but just talking with Cindy. I just moved onto 9241 Willowvale Ave, and I lived in Utica before that. You know, houses aren't on top of you, and I moved to this house because I like the fact of not having, you know, neighbors on top of you. And from what I'm hearing, you know, what I understand so far is like, if this property's being built, it's gonna maybe be in sort of my backyard. And I'm kind of a little concerned. I mean, I love my backyard. It's one of the reasons why I bought the house too. So I guess I'm a little concerned with, you know, another neighbor being right on top of her.
She's hooked on, right, you're right beside of his land.
Yeah, well,
There's a pole
Yeah.
barn and then you own.
yeah. Yes.
Get your name just for the record.
Yes, Diane Dillabough. It's Dillaboughg.
Thank you.
And it's 9241 Willowvale Ave.
I guess I could say that you were opposed to this.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Sorry,
I didn't get that.
Yes, ma'am.
I live next to Diane at 9233 Willowvale Ave. And while this wouldn't directly impact my yard does go straight back, so it would be part of my visibility, I guess, of having this in my backyard. I'm more concerned about rental property and people that rent not having the same pride in home ownership, and therefore the neighborhood becoming something that I'm not looking to have. I have an 8-year-old daughter who enjoys the neighborhood. It's quiet, there's not a lot of traffic, and with 2 rental properties, you're looking at possibly 4 vehicles for that property. And we do have some rental properties, and the people that drive through that neighborhood don't care as much as the people that live there. And I see how fast they drive through, and it's not something that I want to have to worry about with my daughter wanting to enjoy being outdoors.
For the record, can we get you?
Julie McCarthy, and it's 9233 Willowvale Ave.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that wishes to speak on behalf of this application? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm Tina Dunn, and I live next to Julie at 9229 Willowvale Ave. And I agree with what everyone is saying, and with the absentee landlord, and they can, you know, the type of clientele that might come in, the traffic. My land is, if I look out my yard and I'm on my deck, it's visibility, like Julie is saying too. So I'm concerned with everything that everybody is saying here, and I'm opposed to it.
Thank you for your comment. Is there anyone else that wishes to speak on behalf? In the back. Yes, sir.
Bad looks. My name is Ron Jasinski. I also live next to Julie at 9234 Willowvale Ave. I guess what I'm thinking about is, I've been there 40-some years. The house that her uncle bought, when his son got married, they wanted to build a house directly behind where her house is, and they weren't allowed to do that. And then there was a girl from the trailer park who wanted to get out of the trailer park, and she wanted to buy the lot that's, kind of kitty corner to this one. And she wanted to put a modular home on there, and they told her that she couldn't build on there. So I don't understand why this is even being considered. I mean, 2 people can't build, now all of a sudden we're here. And one other thing that has nothing to do with any of this, since when did that become Huxford Ave? All the maps I got say it's 1st Street.
That I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Okay. I guess that's about it.
Well, the sign says Huxford.
Pardon?
The sign says Huxford.
No, it don't. It says Huxford at the beginning. When it comes down, you come to Willowvale Ave, I don't even think there's a sign that tells you
There's
there's
a
Willowvale
sign
Ave.
there.
Yeah, there's no sign there.
There's no
but
sign.
Yeah.
The old map
And
says
you just
First
keep
Street.
going straight, and that goes to 1st Street.
But for some reason, it got named Huckford Place.
Well, I guess we got a couple issues there.
The only thing I'd like to,
But the street name isn't.
I'd like to just one say is one thing, it's a red herring, and when there's talking about an absentee landlord. We fixed that property all up, it's clean, it's mowed, everything around there is impeccable, and as you drive around that neighborhood, you'll see some real bad places. You know, I'm over there every week mowing and cleaning and painting and taking care of that property. So to say that an absentee landlord is going to be a slumlord is a lot of baloney. Just drive around that area and see the property that's run down over there. That's all I can say is, you know, we can always turn that back into a lot full of sumac and all kinds of crap that was there before. We've improved it. It was a mess before, if anybody remembers that.
There was a house built there years ago, back in the, what?
Oh, back in the
50s.
60s, there was a house on that property.
On that lot, at one time.
Yes, sir.
Yes, my name is Mike Dunn, 9229 Willowvale Ave. Basically, the size of that lot, in my opinion, it is not conducive for the size of a two-family home. And, you know, not only that, you open up that can of worms, you start allowing one multifamily unit coming in, then if there's other properties that become available, just saying if they did, then you're allowing more multifamily units coming in. And not saying necessarily that's a bad thing, but that being said, I am a landlord myself, and I am very stringent on my property. I have very good tenants. I screen my tenants, and you know, I run a tight ship, and I don't, you know, I pay very close attention to the town ordinances, the noise ordinances, because town of New Hartford has a noise ordinance. And this is something that really has to be taken into consideration. Obviously, there are multifamily units, as this gentleman has mentioned, on the right-hand side of Huxford. Those may have been grandfathered in and may have been there for years. They're like ranch-style long homes. And like Julie said, you know, the folks from that side, people fly through there pretty fast, a lot of young kids. We had to stop a kid last week who was riding up and down the street on his mini bike. And we said, "You have a license to drive this thing?" He says, "No." I was, "Okay, you shouldn't be on the road then." And that stopped. You know, we're just looking at the quality of life situation. Plus, again, that is not a large lot. And I really feel it's not conducive for a two-family home there.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that wishes to speak on behalf of this particular application? Okay.
I just want to ask Joe something.
Sure.
The house could be built.
Single family.
Yes. I just wanted to clarify that so that if anyone say, it may not always, we're talking the size and all that, but it may not always be an empty lot there, even though you bought homes when it was empty, you know,
That's right, because that's the right date.
it wouldn't be something wrong, or even, am I misunderstanding though here, is it because of the size here that we're talking
The overall
about, the two,
size.
but the medium density, they said, two-family is allowed.
Yeah. If you're looking at that chart, it's really too small.
Yes.
But because it's a lot of record, they're allowed.
Right? I mean, I'm just hearing, yeah.
So wouldn't it be right on top of my house?
If they need 15 and he only has a little over half of that, that's okay?
There is a provision in our code that says a lot of record can be built upon.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Okay, I don't see any letters here, Dory. You did have one call? So we'll make that part of the record. In opposition, lots too small, Cindy Manzi. Comments? Who would like to start us off with this? Byron?
Why not?
Okay.
I got my beard, you know, so I'm incognito tonight. We'll be gone next week. I don't have any problem at all with the two-family, with doing a two-family, providing he conform to bulk restrictions. I do have a problem, though, with the size of the lot for the two families. If he said he wanted to build a single family, I kind of get it. And it might still be in violation or fall under what Joe talked about, I'd be there for it. But to say you want to put something that needs a lot that's bigger, twice the size, more than twice the size of what he actually has, is a problem for me. But I don't have a problem with the absentee landlord. I'm sure that we have good landlords and we have landlords that aren't, but that's another codes issue for another day. And I guess that's my only comment.
Okay.
I have to agree with Byron. I just think that when we're talking about an extra 11,000 and change, and there'll be 2 units, and it just is way beyond, I think, what that lot size can accommodate. But, I mean, it seems that the two-family dwelling is okay. I mean, it's
Single
permitted.
family.
Yeah, so it's, single family, actually here it says,
Yeah, but it's a lot of
so
records,
is,
all
so is a
handled.
two-family dwelling.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I just believe that, you know, to do a two-family, you really need to have the adequate, square footage, and I just don't believe it's gonna accommodate that, and it will look, I mean, I just can't even see it, I don't know how it's gonna fit really, that size.
Kind of like a size
Yeah,
9 foot and a 7 shoe.
yeah, I just
A
don't
little
think.
worse than that, four shoes.
I think
9 and 4 shoe.
even if you put something a little smaller, it's still gonna, I think it is gonna be on top of other places. It's gonna affect their rights to their property.
Fred?
I agree, I think the request is excessive. The lot size is 8,600 square foot, and a variance of 11,300 square feet, I think that's excessive. It's not the place for that. I don't agree with that.
Lenore?
No, I'm in agreement with everyone. I think the specs are wonderful, it's a nice idea. I don't have a problem with the absentee landlord, it sounds like he's taking care of things here. But the size is, I wouldn't even have a problem with the two-family, you know, if the size was, it wouldn't be grandfathered in, it's available if the size was adequate. But this seems too large for that area.
Tim?
I just think it's way too small for the lot. You don't even have the porches and patios or anything bigger than the shed. And that I think would take more space. I just think it's way too small.
I guess I would agree. I think that the lot is too small for what the applicant wants to do here. I think that my question to the applicant was, when did you purchase this? 2 years ago. So we purchased this, and now we're gonna come to us and ask for relief. I have a problem with that, I guess, the way that this occurred. I don't necessarily, you know, have a problem with putting something there, but I have a problem with the way that it happened. I don't have a problem with an absentee landlord if you have somebody that's gonna make sure you take care of it. I'm a landlord myself, and as Mr. Dunn said back there, you make sure who you get into those apartments, you screen the people, you keep a close eye on it. And all across, whether it's, you know, I don't care where you go, you find landlords do not take care of those types of things. Shame on them. So with that said, I think we look at the criteria and kind of run through that. Whether the benefit can be achieved by other means feasible to the applicant. And I think that that's definitely, I don't think there's any question about that one. Undesirable change in neighborhood character or to nearby properties?
Yes.
I think there would be.
Yes? Sounds like we're in agreement on that. Whether the request is substantial? That's a definite. Definitely a definite. Whether the request will have adverse physical or environmental effects? That may be, maybe not. That's kind of a toss-up. Whether the alleged difficulty is self-created? I think that it was. Because I think that we bought that knowing it and then came to us to apply for a variance. So with that said, I'd like to make a motion that we turn the applicant down, deny the application. Second by Karen.
Aye.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, thanks, guys, we'll try. We're gonna always put a single family there.
Put a single family there.
Yeah, that'll be the next thing. It'll be starting in the spring,
Okay.
There you go. Joe will help you with that, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Nice to meet everybody.
Can I ask one question? Does what side stay with the land, or does it stay with the owner? What, your decision?
Stays with the land forever.
Okay.
It doesn't mean though another applicant couldn't come. Somebody else could come and say they want to do the same thing, or maybe they'll put another 2 lots together and come back with a different plan. But with an 11,000 square foot area, a little smaller land, I mean, we're supposed to grant variances. When you grant, it's larger than the lot you need, so that's a lot.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Are you my neighbor across the street?
Well, sort of.
Okay.
Kitty corner.
Kitty corner. Nice to meet you.
Does anybody else have a question?